Hi there, welcome to Navigating Graduate School um, YouTube channel. If today is your first time visiting my channel, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. So on this channel, I help and guide international students to apply to study in the US, Canada, or any country of their choice successfully. So in today's video is a simple but very informative one. I'm going to talk about academic CV and talk about the outline of an academic CV, a template of an outline that you could use that could help you and improve or increase your chances of getting admission and also possibly getting funding as well. So stay tuned as we dive in. So as you can already see on my screen, this is a sample template for the outline of an academic CV, and I'll walk you through it briefly. So stay tuned as we dive in. All right, so let's start. So the first, on top of the line here, you could see I have what I have named name and address. So at the top here, you have to put your name there. So let's say if your name is Daniel, you just write Daniel and then Forsen. And your address, if your name is Daniel Forsen, just write Daniel Forsen. And then your address, maybe you're at Accra, Ghana, Ghana, and maybe your telephone number, maybe plus 233. Then you add the rest, okay. And then you can also add your LinkedIn profile over here, and if you have some publication, you can add a link to your publication. That's the OSET ID. You could add it here nicely. Okay, so it should be you don't have to add plenty things here. So this name and address, you have to delete it. Okay, then so add all these things here. Your name will come, your address, and your telephone number, and your email address, and then also your LinkedIn address. That will be enough at this top here. Make sure it is aligned nicely. Okay, so let's go to the next one. The next one is the qualification summary. This is also very important. Qualification summary. So under the qualification summary, you could give a brief description of your qualifications so far, and then also maybe years of experience in a particular field, and then what you seek to achieve in the near future, and then also so that's it. So you could say something like maybe you are a result oriented individual, and with, let's say, 2 years of research experience in, let's say, environmental health, okay, and you've demonstrated successes, and you have excellent collaboration, then and also interpersonal skills, and you aspire to become environmental health scientist. Okay, so this is a sample of a qualification summary that you could add here nicely. Yeah, so the next one is your education. Under your education is simply the schools that you've gone to. If you are applying to undergraduate program, you could simply add your high school degree here. But if you are applying to a graduate program, it means that you already have undergraduate studies already. Okay, so under this you could add your current degrees. So maybe you have masters, so masters, let's say master of science, master of science in environmental health. Okay, and then you could add maybe the university of, let's say, Ghana. Okay, and could also over here you could add the year, maybe 2024. Okay, you add the year nicely. And if you have another degree, just click down and maybe Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science, okay, in agricultural, let's say engineering, okay, see, let's say University of Ghana, and then the year you completed. Okay, the year you completed could be, let's say if you completed 2020, you add it here. Maybe if it's from 2020 to 2024, you could leave some gap. 2020, let's say 2024. Okay, could put some dash here. Okay, that's the year. All right, you could leave it this way. So list your educational qualifications here. And sometimes somebody will say, if yes, you have a strong CGPA, you should add it. Okay, that's good, but the educational background, you just add your qualifications, the educations, and then the university and the year you completed. Make sure you put them here nicely. And also, I have another line here which is online courses. So let's say online courses is not compulsory, but the truth is, if let's say you've taken an online course in a specific field and you think it is relevant to your the particular program that you are applying to, okay, let's say you are applying to environmental health program, okay, and you've taken an online course, let's say on a platform like Coursera, okay, and then the program is related to the program that you're applying to. So the program is, let's say, chemicals and health, okay, is relevant, and you've done it, chemicals and health. You could just type online course chemicals and health, and then you write there where you took it from, the platform Coursera, and then the year that you took it, okay. You arrange it nicely, make sure you do the alignment well. So this is just an outline for you to follow. Let's go to the research interest, okay. Also very important, research interest, okay. Your research interest is important, and I think the best the best outline is for you to bullet, like leave them in the bullet point. You could have a research interest, like let's say 5 or 6 in a bullet form. Let's say you have a research interest in a field like, let's say faith, and let's say faith and transport of chemicals in the environment, okay. That's the first research interest, the environment, okay. Then you leave it in a bullet form, in a bullet point, okay, but make sure the alignment is okay, and then the next one will follow. Maybe you have a research interest in something like health risk assessment, okay, health risk assessment. You also have a research interest in remediation of contaminants in the environment, okay. You do it nicely here, okay. Yes, you list them in a bullet form like this nicely, okay. Make sure the alignment is great, like the alignment is accurate and everything, so you list them. But with the research interest, I want to tell you something here. It's very important, okay. So if you are applying to maybe different programs, let's say about 5 or 6 programs, okay, they might not have the same research focus, but you might be interested in, and your background experiences have shown that you are a good fit for the program. What you can say is that you can have what we call a parent CV template with the research interest there. You can list about 10 research interests. But if you are applying, but when you are applying to a specific school, out of the 10 research interests you've listed, look at the professors or the professors that you are applying to their lab. Okay, look at their research interest, and out of the 10 that you've listed, take the first 3 or 4 that aligns with the specific school. Okay, and just indicate that under the research interest. Don't just submit a lot of don't just outline a lot of research interest here. It should be aligned with the specific school that you are applying to. There should be some professors there that are doing something that you are interested, especially in the US. Okay, you cannot just list the research that you are interested in, but the school that you are applying to, no professor is doing any of such research there. That will be a red flag. So please make sure the research interest you are listing here is maximum, let's say 3 to 5 maximum, and make sure the professors are doing something that you have listed here. Okay, that will help you. Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is your research experience. Yes, so if you've done some research works, you could outline them here in a bullet form there, and then also indicate the specific years that you've done them. Okay, if you work in a particular a project, which is a research, you've done some field sampling and things, you just indicate them there. Okay, and then also you have laboratory experience. Okay, if you have worked, come in the laboratory experience, let's look at it. If you've done some wet lab, okay, you've done some titrations, you're a chemistry student, you've done some titrations, you can outline your duties and responsibilities and also the skills you've acquired. Okay, you can list them under the laboratory experience. Make sure it is accurate, make sure there are no spelling mistakes in your CV. Okay, yes, so teaching experience, very important. Teaching experience. Okay, so teaching experience is an outline which is very important, and also research experience. So because this research experience, laboratory experience, and teaching experience, I see it as one of the I think the most important, some of the most important aspect of your CV, because especially if you're an international student, this can help you get some funding, because if you are admitted, you might be working as a teaching assistant or a research assistant. Okay, and an international student, this is some of the sources of funding for international students. So if you have some teaching experience and you outline your duties here in a bullet form, it will be good, because if they are looking for somebody to serve as a teaching assistant under a particular lecturer or professor, and you have this experience, you have outlined them, your duties and responsibilities, it means that they can pick you. The probability of them picking you is very high. So please outline your duties, your skills acquired, and responsibility. The same for the research experience. Also very important. Okay, this will help you, especially if you need funding. Okay, also let's look at this side, the work experience. So please make sure you indicate the date. Okay, if you outline the work experience, if you have some work experience, okay, you work in some organization, you name the organization. Okay, and then your specific, the name of the organization, and then the year you worked, from which year to which year. Okay, maybe from 2025 from 2024 to 2025, you list it. I mean, you indicate the date. Okay, and then you outline your duties, your responsibilities. Okay, and then sometimes the skills acquired. Over here, use action verbs. Okay, so maybe your work experience. Okay, then you list them, you outline them nicely. You outline them. What are some of the action verbs you can use? I think you have to search for them and okay, and use them. Okay, so maybe you were, let's go to the teaching teaching experience, like let's say delivered. Okay, action verb delivered. Let's say it is past. Okay, so delivered um, delivered courses or taught delivered courses for 50 students. 50 students. Okay, you have to be specific. 50 students in chemistry. Okay, so this could be an example I'm just giving you, but make sure if you are doing it, you indicate it. Okay, use action verbs to do that. That is if it is a past. Okay, if it is in the past. Okay, look at volunteer. Volunteering experience. This is also another outline that you could include, because let's say aside your academics and your work experience, what else have you been doing? Okay, so if you are part of an organization or a volunteering job, okay, you could just outline it here. So me, for instance, I was part of FOPIC Foundation, where we do outreach to visit orphanage homes, and then also we visited some schools in Ghana, like the School of the Blind, the Kropon School of the Blind. So we visited some where we donated some items. Okay, sometimes we even teach when we go. We make time to teach some of the students in the orphanage homes. We teach them maths and science. Okay, and as part of FOPIC organization too, we donate items. Okay, so some of these things, if you are engaged in these volunteer works, you could outline your roles, your responsibility under the volunteering experience. Okay, so if over the next one is the awards and honors. This is also very important. Okay, so in your education, let's say you have some awards, honors, and scholarship. You can list them here. Maybe you applied, you were awarded maybe the scholarship name, and then the amount. If you're applying to the US, the amount you convert it to USD. So let's say you were awarded Talo scholarship. So you say Talo, Talo Oil Ghana scholarship. Okay, scholarship. Then the particular year, and then the amount and the purpose of the scholarship, maybe for your graduate studies. You list them nicely. Okay, this is just an outline. I want you to put in the work so that your CV will look good. And these are templates. So over here to the next one is your leadership experience, leadership and service. Okay, maybe you were a leader when you were doing your undergraduate studies or master's program. You were a leader. Maybe you were the course representative. Okay, you were the LSRC president. Indicate your leadership. Maybe you have an organization where you are the leader. Maybe you have a school. Okay, you do some online courses and you teach. Okay, you guys are a group. Okay, your leadership. Okay, list them there. List them under the leadership and service. Let's look at the next one. Your conference presentation, conferences and presentation. So if you have gone for some conferences and presentations, that one to indicate a specific conference, what you presented on, and the year the presentation was done. Very important. Okay, could be poster presentation. Okay, you can list them nicely. And then over here too, we have your computer, technical and soft skills. Also, you can list, maybe you know how to program. Okay, you know programming. Okay, you can list C++. Okay, you can list all your programming like MATLAB. You could list all the programming language. You can use the R software for coding. You list them. Okay, list them nicely and make sure the outline is good. This one in a bullet form, bullet point is a CV, bullet point. Okay, then last one for the CV template is the references, reference list, the references. So the reference list, you could at least 2 or 3, maximum 3 reference list. So the reference list here are the professors, lecturers, supervisors. Okay, that's you've worked maybe with the professors, those who have taught you in your undergraduate studies, in your master's program. That's if you're applying for a PhD and you have master's already, that's fair enough. But if you have done only undergraduate studies and you are applying for masters, it means that your professors or your lecturers who taught you in your undergraduate programs, and you know some of them, okay, they also know you, or you could list them. But before you list somebody as your referee, make sure you've informed the person, okay. So the reference have to come, their name have to be written in full. Let's say the first person, one is professor, let's say professor, okay, Professor Daniel Forson. Then University of, let's say, Ghana, University of Ghana, and then is at the College of Basic and Basic and Applied Science. Okay, then you could indicate his telephone number and then also his email address. Okay, you could include all those things, very important. So make sure you list them, at least 2 of them, maybe Mr. Bonsu Kweju, okay. MTN, no, I'm not using it. That's if you are applying for, this is for, let's say, sciences. Maybe you can see ecological is a lab technician, so ecological laboratory, University of Ghana. Okay, you type it nicely, and then his telephone number, and then his email address, and then contact. Okay, you list it nicely, but make sure you inform them. So especially any specific school that you're applying to, and the recommenders that you requested a recommendation letter from, make sure you indicate them here, their name, their telephone number, and their address, their email addresses. Okay, the recommendation letter is important. It's part of the graduate school application, and make sure you request it from the right people. So I hope you can consider, this is the template I used to get my admissions into 3 programs, okay, 2 fully funded programs, but then I chose only 1, and then one of them I didn't get funding. But this is my CV template. I didn't list my duties and responsibilities because this is not necessary. I just give you the outline so that you can use this template to fill your, to prepare your CV. Please put in the work. Okay, put in the work, and your vision is valid. It is possible. Don't lose hope. Just make sure you are doing the right thing. After you are done with your CV, you can let somebody go through to check, to cross check for you, and then identify some errors or spelling mistakes. Okay, because spelling mistake is a big error. Okay, your CVs should be devoid of spelling mistakes. And I hope today's video has been helpful. Please, if today is your first time visiting my channel, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you are applying to study in the US, Canada, or any country of your choice, this platform, this YouTube channel, that's navigating graduate school application, is the right choice for you. Just stick stick to my channel, watch all my videos, and you'll be good to go. I wish you all the best, and hit the subscribe button, recommend it to friends, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.